A delivery driver's car is stolen with the keys having been left in the ignition. The delivery driver attempts to intervene in the theft, but in the intervention the thief collides with an innocent driver's car and then makes off from the scene in another vehicle. I've been tagged to ask how the claims will work, who can claim and how do they claim, but before we get into that, if you enjoy my claim explanations or liability reviews, do make sure to hit the follow button. So let's start off with the stolen vehicle. The original driver of the car is, by the looks of it, delivering to an address and has left the keys in the ignition of the vehicle. This is our first issue in that the keys have been left in there, because this means the keys and vehicle have been left insecure. This likely means that damage to the insured car is not covered due to the keys and vehicle being left insecure. It doesn't affect third-party rights to claim, which I'll come on to in a moment, as that isn't clear-cut either, but for now, this is just about the insured vehicle. Most insurers will have specific wording saying that you have to keep the car and its keys secure at all times. This isn't some kind of get-out-of-jail-free card that the insurance company can use, but is a common-sense exclusion, because if you leave the car or its keys insecure, you're practically inviting a loss. So it's common sense for a claim arising from such an event to not be covered, and most insurance policies will specifically say that this is excluded. Now, how and whether a third party can claim comes down to not insurance policy wording but law, and specifically the Road Traffic Act. I'm not going to go into the minute wording and detail of the Road Traffic Act, but I'll explain it in more simple terms, because if I go into the detail, you'll be asleep faster than if you've had Horlicks on a hospital ward. The vast majority of people, when they claim, have comprehensive insurance. In the event of a no-fault claim, they will usually go through their own insurance company for the claim. Their insurance company will deal with their car and then look to recover those costs from the other driver's insurance company, usually directly, but occasionally via the courts if there is a dispute in liability or a dispute over the costs of the claim. Some people go directly via the insurance company of the fault vehicle, and sometimes people will also go via an accident management company. In the event of damage arising from a theft claim, it is more usual for people to go through their own insurance company, and the law dictates that the insurer of the stolen car will be liable for third-party damages if the driver is identified. The reason identification is prevalent is because if the driver is identified, they can technically be pursued legally through litigation for the claim costs. So in this event, if the thief is later identified and prosecuted for this offence, the claim for the damages to the innocent party's car can be recovered from the insurer of the vehicle that was stolen. The insurer of the stolen car can then attempt to get that money back from the thief directly. Often this is not successful because of what I hope would be obvious reasons. People stealing cars aren't likely to want to reimburse an insurance company's claim costs and are not going to be bothered by a CCJ if the insurer obtains one through the courts. So if you have comprehensive insurance, your insurance company will deal with the damages. They will then ask the stolen car's insurance company for reimbursement of that money, and if the driver was positively identified, the stolen car's insurance company will reimburse your insurance company. If the driver is not identified, they are then classed as an untraced driver, and the insurer of the stolen car doesn't have legal obligations to settle third-party claims. So if this is the case, is where comprehensive insurance comes into its own, and the reason that it exists. You can still make a claim through your own insurance company, even if there is no third party to be able to recover the costs of the claim from. You are entitled to claim any uninsured losses from the Motor Insurers Bureau. So let's say, for example, in the collision you're injured or something that is not covered by your car's insurance company is damaged, you can make a claim from the Untraced Drivers Fund for those losses from the Motor Insurers Bureau. Lovely jubbly, sound as a pound.